we went to the Great Wall of China on one of the busiest days of the year.
It's just madness.
With thousands of people packed onto the ancient walkway, at one point, we weren't hiking anymore. We were stuck.
I don't know what's happening.
We're Kyle and Carrie Ann, and we left home to travel through Asia for a year.
I recorded some of that.
Here's what it's really like to visit one of the world's most iconic landmarks when you didn't check your travel dates ahead of time.
Hello, I've got a story. I got scammed.
No.
Absolutely scammed. The rule is don't trust Google Maps in China. Now, when I was booking hotels, I was trying to get like affordable prices, but my primary goal was to book places that are close to a metro. As I was planning our route to get to our hotel in Beijing, I was checking the multitude of apps I use to try to navigate the Chinese system. So like different apps for subways, different apps for navigation, different apps for all that stuff. And I was noticing a discrepancy between Google Maps location of the hotel and the Chinese map application of the hotel. And then as I'm scrolling through and trying to figure out what's going on, I saw a comment on the Google review that said the Google Maps location is not correct. And so after doing some digging, I realized that the hotel that I booked is like near the embassies in kind of, I think, a Russian area, if I had to guess. Not near any subways. So we're walking like 30 minutes early to go to our Great Wall meeting spot because we're like a mile from any subway station.
We're just getting our steps in the morning. It's all right.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world. Anywho, we're going to meet up with our bus tour that's going to get us to the Great Wall. Our bus tour is brought to you by
Mubis.
Mubis bus tour.
It's spelled M-U-B-U-S, and the place that we're going to on the wall is called Mutianyu. So I thought it was Mu and bus, like the bus that takes you to Mutianyu. Then they sent us a bunch of informational videos, and in the video they pronounce it Mubis, or
Mubis.
Mubis like pubis. And so we're going to Mubis.
Eat it. Right on time.
I heard Mubus, not Mubis.
Some say Mubis, some say Mubis.
We're going to the Great Wall.
About an hour and a half later, we made it to the base of Mutianyu.
Mubis family. We made it.
After attempting to read a few informational signs
I can't even read because it's so loud.
Yeah.
and connect to Great Wall Wi-Fi, we trekked our way up to the cable car.
Okay, so we just made it into the cable car. This should go to Watchtower 14. We're gonna walk to 20 and check out the wall.
Hey there, it's editing me from the future. I thought we'd try something a little bit different for this segment and talk about the logistics of visiting the Great Wall, because it is no joke, especially if you're visiting during Golden Week like we did. Yeah. Now, friendly reminder, the Great Wall is one of the most visited tourist attractions on the planet. And if you happen to be going during Golden Week like we did, then first of all, kudos for surviving. That's huge. If you're not familiar with Golden Week, I'm gonna link our other video on that somewhere up here. But during that one national holiday week in October, some sections of the wall get up to 100,000 visitors per day. It's insane. Now, let's talk a bit about the popular sections that you can visit around Beijing. The first is Badaling, which is the classic go-to. This is supposed to be kind of like the Disneyland of Great Wall spots with 10 million visitors per year. It's fully restored, accessible by public transit, and I've heard that there's railings along the wall in some spots as well. It's also wildly popular, so we opted against it. At Badaling, you'll find cable cars, a funicular train, and more matching tourist hats than you've ever seen in your life. Next up, if you want something more remote and less curated, I'm gonna butcher these names, but Badaling and Jiankou offer rugged, less restored sections of the wall. They're harder to reach and way less touristy, and apparently some areas of Jiankou are technically closed for safety, but people still find their way in. You didn't hear that from me. I was kicked out of the bathroom so Kyle could use it. But let's keep going. Finally, you have Mutianyu, which is like Badaling's slightly less chaotic older cousin. It's also restored, also scenic, and just a bit less touristy. You done?
Oh yeah.
One moment. Okay, we're back. This is the section that we went to. We took a bus tour from Beijing. Big shout out to our Mubis family. They dropped us off at the base, handed us a ticket, and basically said, come back in 5 hours. We were given a handout that basically said you have 2 routes at Mutianyu, east and west, and each route has their own entrance and cable car to get you up to the wall. And because of the Golden Week crowds, we were heavily advised to choose the west route. This was devastating news for us because the east route has a toboggan ride. So after you go and climb the Great Wall, you can then slide down the mountain. China really knows how to do tourist attractions right. Anyways, we were told that the lines for the toboggan were going to be insane, so we opted for the west route. The silver lining was that the west route had Tower 20, which is the highest point at Mutianyu, just over 1,000 meters above sea level. It's a bit of an endurance test, and at the top there's a stone called the Haohan Stone, which marks the spot for those who can make it up to Tower 20. Lots of people take pictures in front of it. Our tour guide also told us that Chairman Mao once said, "He who has not climbed the Great Wall is not a true man." And somehow, I think some things got lost in translation, but we understood that to mean, if you make it at the top of Tower 20, you are a true man. So that became our personal motivation for the day. Okay, let's get to climbing.
Great shot, great shot. Okay, so far we haven't made it onto the wall. We're about to walk onto it. But even just to get to the cable car was kind of a lot of uphill walking, which I was surprised by. I was like gassed just getting to the cable car.
Yeah. It's definitely not ADA compliant.
Not at all. Also, the weather forecast today is 60 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny. And we did take our sweaters off already because we were sweating. A little crowded right here. But this is kind of the first like crowded spot we've seen, I feel like.
Yeah, everything else has been like not too bad.
Is Carrie back there? I can't see her. I think I lost her. I don't know what we just took. We took like a little weird side road, and then we popped out onto the actual wall. So now here we are on the wall. Wait, it's like isn't as crowded as I was expecting. Wait, it's like not that bad.
No.
And thus, we began our journey to the first tower.
All these little towers are really nice little spots for, they have really beautiful lookouts. And it's a really nice place to get some shade. It's not even that hot today. And it's really nice in here because you're doing some serious incline walking, which I didn't really anticipate.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be as intense as this. But, we got lucky with the weather and everything.
For sure. I can't imagine doing this in the middle of like hot summer. What that experience would be like.
These were fortifications at one point, and these little holes used to be used for shooting arrows down at invaders. Now they're used to hide lights. Look at these cool base pillars right here. Getting B-roll, B-roll. So the Great Wall was built.
Hey, it's me again. He just stopped recording and never picked up that sentence again, so I guess I'm here to fill in the blanks. Plus, there was no way I was going to put this vlog together and not incorporate some level of history on the Great Wall of China. So let's get into it. A lot of people think that the Great Wall was built all at once, as if someone woke up one morning and was like, hey, let's build a 20,000 kilometer wall. But not quite. This thing was more of a group project that spanned over 2,000 years, and no one really agreed on what the assignment was. The earliest walls go back to 7th century BC when individual kingdoms in northern China were trying to keep each other and nomadic tribes out. Then in 2021 BC, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of unified China, was like, let's connect the dots, and began linking these walls together. At that time, the main threat was from the Xiongnu, a powerful nomadic confederation from the north, and the goal wasn't just to stop invasions, but to slow them down, buy some time for reinforcements, and make raids overall less appealing, that sort of thing. The labor to build the wall, though, was brutal. It's estimated that hundreds of thousands of people worked on it, many of them soldiers, peasants, and prisoners. So many died during construction that parts of the wall earned the nickname the longest graveyard on Earth. But here's where it gets interesting. Later dynasties, especially the Han and the Ming, built and rebuilt the wall for totally different reasons. Yes, sometimes it was military, like during the Ming Dynasty, when the Mongols were a real problem and the walls were upgraded with bricks, battlements, and watchtowers. But other times, the wall was built less for defense and more as a political flex. It was kind of a way for emperors to say, look at how powerful and unified we are. We can build all of this. In some eras, especially when the country was feeling stable internally, the wall wasn't just about stopping invaders. It was also about reinforcing identity and drawing a line literally between us and them. So at different periods in history, the wall did different things. Sometimes it was a weapon, and sometimes it was a billboard. Oh, and important clarification, there's a big rumor that you can see the wall from outer space, but unfortunately, that's not a real thing. So, myth busted. Anyways, back to us waiting in lines.
I think we're in line to go up the staircase. So that's good.
At this point, things were still feeling pretty calm. And we were starting to think that this whole Golden Week thing wasn't as big of a deal as it was made out to be. That was until we made it to Tower 19.
You're having fun?
There's a lot of screaming and it sounds like the same cutting. We don't want to cut, we should where to go.
This part's kind of crazy. I'm not really sure what we do here. I hope we're falling to the That was an experience. That was kind of what I was prepared for. So like
This entire way?
yeah, it's been great until oh wow, there's a long line.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, here we go.
You ready?
Oh yeah. Can't go up the lines. The down line is stuck. Oh, not the stairs, puke. My butt cheeks are burning.
Yeah.
Okay, pull over.
My heart rate's going.
Yeah.
That probably doesn't look like anything on camera, but it feels like it.
Yeah. In the first 3 minutes of walking up, we saw a pile of puke and a woman who got hurt really bad.
Yeah.
Not good omens.
There's no railings or anything, and the steps are super uneven, so she must have been walking down. And there was a bunch of security guards kind of around her, and you could tell that she had really, I think, fallen, hit her head. There was a lot of blood. It was really scary, but she was getting helped. Just an unfortunate and inconvenient place for something like that to happen.
I've got to imagine.
Okay.
Hello. You speak English? A little? Dian Dian? Hello. Good to see you. Shaking hands. Kissing babies.
Okay, break over.
Time to climb up another 5 steps and get exhausted.
It's for a bit.
Well, it looks like there's a line up here, so
I'm sure it's the line to get up to the
yeah.
tower where we can become men.
Men?
Finally, yeah. Now we wait.
This is crazy.
We were ready to become men at the top of Tower 20. But first, we had to survive the 40-minute line to the top. Luckily, Kyle made a new best friend to help us through it. He helped us out with some Chinese phrases.
I can try to say, 我喜欢 Beijing菜. I like Beijing food. Or 我喜欢中国菜.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Shared his snacks with us.
This is la jiao.
Did you?
Oh, it's good. Small la, xiao la.
It's delicious. Good flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
So
good.
good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
And took one of our favorite photos of the trip. With our snacks consumed and a new friend secured, it was time to complete the mission.
I'm trying to decide if I can do this while holding a camera in my hand or not.
Just go camera left hand. Here, I'll take it. Wow, this is good footage.
Wow.
We made it.
Did you know you're gonna be rock climbing today?
It's official.
We're men.
We're men. Yeah. Don't know what that says, but I hope it's good.
Sick.
I don't know how you get licensed to have like a little vendorship up here, but
I'm not sure that you do.
they gotta be killing it.
Do you think they come in as soon as it opens, sprint to the top,
With
set
like,
up?
with like a sack
Yeah.
full of goodies?
Yeah. Or claim their territory.
Must be.
We thought completing the mission meant the hard part was over. But it turns out, the worst was yet to come.
I haven't really moved much in the last 5 minutes, so hopefully this starts to go.
This is crazy.
We made some progress, but yeah, pretty serious line still.
One eternity later.
抓紧往山上走，不要在这停啊！来，这边走，这边走走。
Wow. That was kind of extreme.
That was crazy.
Wow, look at this line.
We were talking about this in line a little bit, and we were both like, okay, we came during Golden Week, so very bad time to come, very crowded. But I feel like even if you come in a less crowded season, it's probably not like substantially better.
No, yeah. I mean, maybe you get a view where it's like there's no one on the thing, you know, no one on the wall.
There's enough spots like in the process. There's like one-way kind of routes that you kind of have to alternate with people, or like very narrow passageways you have to line up for. And for that reason, there's just a lot of traffic jam.
But one thing I was thinking about is that this is not an easy thing to do for someone who's a bit older. I think like the actual walking and getting around is pretty difficult. I also think the patience to like deal with the crowds is kind of difficult. And so it's another reminder of how appreciative I am that we're taking the time to do this when we're young and healthy and all that kind of stuff.
That's so sweet.
And doing it while we can.
Should we go to Tower 13?
Sure.
I'm just kidding. Let's go to the movie buffet.
I was like, why?
No, I feel like we did it.
We did it.
We've experienced it. I want to go to the movie buffet. We're still here.